journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento. I used to do the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock show, the Tiger Technicians Hour, and my service here in terms of newsletters is the opening call daily newsletter. And let me just show you something. Very simply put, I try to identify the lowest low, count each successively higher peak, alphabetize them, uppercase on the way up, lowercase on the way down. A, B, C, D is the target. At D, other things can happen. It can even go to E, F, and G. There's never an H. The D, make it simple. 4 higher peaks, and then it could go higher, but that's the objective. All right, where did we go? Look at this. The 5-minute, the 10-minute, let's go backwards. The 10-minute E-mini went to a peak F. There was an alternate count, and now it's pulled back, but it's trying. Look, the 9-period moving average is holding beautifully. That's a really important thing. Look at the 5-minute, made a peak D, sharp pullback. Now it's trying to rally again. See if the 9-period moving average crosses positively. The 2-minute chart made a peak D. That fourth highest peak is just key. If you're ever looking at charts, trying to see if you can get to a D and what happens next is very important. 2-minute chart is attempting to go green, and the 1-minute chart has just gone above the 200-period moving average. Now, it's irony of the whole thing is that I'm talking here about moving averages. Of course, Larry never uses moving averages, but everybody's got their own techniques. Let me show you a couple of things. The Dow right now is trading up 400 points at 49,547. One of the things that we were looking at is you see this green line. This is the daily chart. This is the weekly. That's the monthly chart. Every single notation you see on the chart of all the hundreds and thousands of charts you see, I've hand charted. It didn't take me long. I was just asked a moment ago about looking at a stock called LEAS. This is Seal Square Corporation, and I just did notations. Just in the little brief moment I had before I came on, did the notations. So, yes, I am automating it. Steve Rhodes has done a pretty good job automating it, but the subtleties are really what I'm trying to do. So here we go. The Dow has made a high, all-time high 4 days ago. But look, the 9-period moving average, what a beautiful technical indicator it is. Look, in all of these pullbacks, even when it went underneath the black 14-period moving average, the green, it goes green when it flips over the 14, and it goes pink when it goes under it. Well, look, when we pull back sharp to that 39,000, what was it? 47,853 level on the 2nd of January, it held beautifully. It's like a spring. It's like when you push a cork in water and then when you let go, it just pops right up. Look what happened. Popped right up. So this is very important. I use the 200-period moving average way down at 45. I don't even have to look at it. We'll see some charts where it becomes important. You don't need it if you don't need it. It's just sitting there waiting for you. The MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, flip positive. Now look at this green line. This green line mimics the price of what you're following. That's the beauty of this. It's a 9-period differential. The relative strength, the gray line, flat, is still good. It's just not going anywhere, but it's holding very nicely. The stochastic, I love over 80%. I love over 90%, but it's at 83%. It's very good for the daily chart. And the blue line is on balance volume. And you'll see them in all the different charts. So I'm not going to waste time. I just want to say another technique I developed years ago is this Chapman Wave Inside Track Repellent Zone. When you draw a trend line and you hit the outer peaks or the wicks or the shadow, I like to go for the shadow highs. And if I need to go to the body, that's fine. But look at this. This has been a fantastic indicator for all of the moves up, everybody got nervous. Everybody got nervous throughout July, August, September, October. And look what happened. Every time that the Dow went into this inside track repellent zone, the price pulled back. Within one bar, it pulled back. But wait a minute. This is the second bar. So a weekly chart means for the second time, we've gone inside the inside track. If the Dow starts to break, I think that 50,000 just on the very short term is going to be a little bit. 49,900 is going to be the level to watch as a repellent zone. But if we go above that, that's really good. And look, all the technical indicators are outstanding. That's why I use them. It's just giving us evidence of the strength of this particular market. And I don't want to talk about the monthly other than to say this is still a leg A. You remember in the Chapman wave I said if we get a buy signal, and I'll explain, upgrade it to a buy mode, it should go to at least 4 higher peaks. We're only in A. Now, it doesn't give you the height, but it does say you should go to higher highs over the next many months going into the summer. Well, it depends on summer. If you're in the United States, on the upper side of the equator, you'll be looking at summer. All right. Well, what we're looking at here is the S&P. I just want to run these quickly, and then there's a lot to do. The S&P also very strong, 9-period moving average over the 14. MACD just went negative, but that's okay. Stochastic flat at 84%. I love that. And the retro strength gray line in the daily chart, very good. Weekly charts are very good. And we're making almost all-time highs, and the monthly chart is already in leg B. So it's a little bit ahead of the Dow. QQQ. Just get these out the way, and then we've got a lot to talk about. The high that was made at 637.01 on the 29th of October, we were making lower highs and lower lows. But all of a sudden, we started to use this inside track repellent zone as a propellant zone. So we're going to watch this because if it slips back under 618, then it's underneath the inside track and it's back to being a repellent zone. Right now it's a propellant zone, and that's good. Weekly chart's got the rectangle formation. Don't have time to talk about the rectangle formation, but that so far is holding sideways. IWM, the star. Finally, the small caps. Now, this is really important. You've got the small caps, the iShares Russell 2000 ETF at an all-time high as we speak, 265.51. Just for some kind of clarification, and we are long the IWM. We're long. We've added to the long position in the Dow from the April low that we had, then we've added it on the November low. So we're favorably inclined there. But look at this. These are the small caps. Look at that breakout, leg B. In the monthly chart, this is fantastic. Doesn't mean to say that you're going to double from the low of 171 to where we are right now to the upside. It just says higher highs are still to come. You can still have very sharp pullbacks, but higher highs are still to come. All right, quickly. SMHs, all-time high, little doji candle. I'm looking at some round numbers in some of the semiconductors, so maybe we're getting just a tad overbought there. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento. A lot to discuss. I want to go through these different indicators, and I want to go through the commodities, and I want to go through the currencies. I'll be back in a moment. Larry, his voice was really scratchy. He's not feeling that great.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Hi, just before we go on, I was asked if the E-mini is not making a peak G in the Chapman Wave methodology in the 30-minute, this is the S&P E-mini. Yes, a G. But what I would have done, and I am going to do, is to show you something. I'm going to, just to make sure, I've circled, remember within 3 bars, if you tag the high or you go high, I call that an instant restart. So I always put the little semicircle there. So that means that just for the moment, because the 9's still very strong, I'm going to put a G/C, because if you have an instant restart, you go one tick above that within 3 bars. Think of it, without breaking the low of that trough D, think of it as the chance of having an alternate account that can take you to yet another buy mode to another D. Yes, absolutely. So everything's still pretty good. All right, let's get back to our story. And the story was that the SMHs have done very well. There, I've just circled within 3 bars. You do an instant restart. Always put that circle in, the yellow circle, because it says that there's a chance that it could still go higher. So this is in the mind you think E/A, alternate account, F with an alternate account B, and etc. All right, let's get on with it. So a couple of questions. Let me just finish that question that came in about LEAS. Yeah, you see the way it's working. I've got these techniques that I talk about, and that's the dreaded H pattern, where you make an H pattern and you come down and retest. If it's a successful test, then there's a chance that you could start to move to the upside and do almost the same thing, but now it's reverse. The arch becomes a cup, and that means this is your starting point there. That's just every peak gets counted. So that's A, B, that's an A minus because it went lower. There's another little A, that's a B, and then it goes lower, and it goes again, B. So if it goes one tick above that high of 476, it's at 475, that would become a C. I do like it, but I would say that Seal Square Corporation trading at LAES is a symbol at 468, up 38 cents. It needs to clear. First, it has to clear the 468, 472 area. But if it can start to close for 2 out of 3 sessions above 510, that's the high of the 4th of December, all of a sudden you're looking at something that looks like, look, Bitcoin. Bitcoin was doing exactly that. remember, the rectangle formation, it made the H, then it turned into a cup formation, and then it broke above that. Well, it's still early in the game, but Bitcoin's down 1,600, 96,370. If it can start to move towards the 97,500, all of a sudden it's going to have some traction. And if it does it tomorrow, that's a leg D. That's good. So 102,000 is really the resistance, the target resistance area I'd have. Only if it can go above 98,000, I'd say 98,900, preferably tagged 99,000. But it's still a work in progress because the technicals are already not quite confirming. The 9 and 14 is, and the MACD, but I want to see the stochastic, which is at 80%, start to move higher. It should be higher in this particular instance. And the weekly chart's got a lot of work to go. We are still long from much lower down. All I can say is that it did that double bottom, 79,630, so it needs to move higher. Now, I was just talking chart patterns, so let's just go back here and say LEAS has to do the same thing. It has to clear, I'm going to make this into a rectangle, it has to clear this level right there. And once it clears it, it needs 2 out of 3 bars to close above that high, and it says, now you're free to go a bit higher. But I think it's a work in progress. It's almost the same thing. The weekly chart needs quite a lot of work. It's just going to be news, and suddenly if this is on the computing, I would say it goes into the same category as Q. Why do I always forget the name? QBTS? QT something else? Yeah, I'm forgetting which one it is. Sorry about that. So and another question came in. Look, I'm looking at the QQQ in a positive way. Someone asked me about the quid. That's the exact opposite. It's 3 times short, the Qs. So it's aggressively short. I just say no. I'm expecting in the next couple of days to at least attempt a leg D, and that would be above 629.47. At least 1 penny to start leg D. And if it actually does that, then all of a sudden you're looking at all these left side highs with a target of 637.01 as the next big move to the upside. I don't want to tell you to get out of it. I don't know where you got in. Should I stay or should I go? Whoa. Now you're asking my opinion. And my opinion is that I'm still very positive of this market, but I've spoken before about the rotational aspect. And if you're in the wrong things and the Qs, the NDX 100, for instance, look, here's Robinhood. Should really be doing very well, but I think it's tied to the Bitcoin. So it's not doing it. It's down $4 at 150. We are fortunate we still got a small long position left from 16. But our latest position at 109, I'm going to start to tighten the stop. It went all the way to 139, and now it's not acting very well. So this is that's why I don't want to just say to you, hey, get out of the QQQ. I'm just saying I would handle the trade very carefully. I'd say QQQ holding quite nicely here. It's up 632. Actually, if you want my opinion, you ask me my opinion, I'd be out. You can always have an opportunity to get into the QQQ at any point. I just don't see it now. It's had all these opportunities to break down, and at this particular, it's not doing that. Hey, the day's young. Anything can happen. So I'd at least lighten up. You ask me my opinion, lighten up, Zip, because otherwise you're vulnerable. Because if this does have one of those big spikes, for instance, I'm looking at some of for instance, Rocket Lab in the QQQs. So Rocket Lab had a lousy early session, but now it's come back. It was down over 4. It hit a high of round number 91, trading at 90.85. I want to see that 91 level taken out. I don't want to see a round number near the highs. Well, I should mention we are still long from the 48 level. But yeah, you see, so it's mixed. So it was not performing very well, whereas you're looking at something like a Caterpillar. Different in the Dow. Look at that. Caterpillar up 12. So it's a rotational market right now. We've gone into a whole new phase with the deep cyclicals like Alcoa, Caterpillar, General Motors. For goodness sake, everyone's complaining about the market. And look at General Motors, almost at an all-time high. So, yeah, I'd just be careful. It's not the quid. is a little aggressive. If you just said a 1-to-1, I'd say, put a stop 1 penny above that peak. See if it takes it out. You got to, but this is a little different. So you'd ask me, and I'm telling you. Okay, so now this is what I want you to do. I want you to say, well, first of all, the bonds. So TLT. The TLT is in leg B. It's trying to get to the 88 200 period exponential moving average, as we had broke down from before. It's making a cup formation. The 9-period moving average turned up. The MACD is strong. The relative strength is strong. The stochastic finally is at 78, very close to 80%. The blue on-balance volume is good. The weekly has got a long way to go. But look at the inversion. Look at the TBT. Made a peak D top back in mid-December, a month ago, and now it's arching over. It's made this H pattern, what I call the dreaded H pattern, twice, and it's below the left side low. So I think yields are starting to come down, and that's important. I think you hear the music. We'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. We're back. Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry. Larry's a little under the weather. Just wanted to show you, look, here's the 1-minute chart of the E-mini. Look how it went to an exact double top. Look at the cup formation. Look at what I call the symmetry, bar symmetry, with a plumb line. Look, went right there, perfect plumb line. And it took exactly the same number of bars to get to that level, then it stalled. So that's a peak B. Didn't go 1 quarter above that, 1.25 cents. So that becomes a peak B. Now you've got an overlapping wave. An overlapping wave is really important because it says in the Chapman methodology, not only should you go to a leg C, but you're probably going to go to a leg D as well. So here it is in leg C in the 1 minute chart, turned green. Look, the 2 minute chart turned green. It's in leg A. Right on the two. This is the whole thing about it. I know I always make fun of these things, but look, the 200 period. Do you need a 200 period moving average when you're using a 2 minute count? No, of course you don't. Until you do. Look at that. Did you need it ever? Look at this. The last time it was a perfect fit. It hit it exactly right there at 10.54. It hits the 200 period moving average. Did I need it over there? No. Did I need it? Perfect. Right over there. You got yourself another D. Peak D once, peak D twice, pulls back, hits it exactly. Now we're on the way with what? Peak A. This is a 2 minute chart. A, B, leg C. So what would I do now? I wouldn't go cup formation from here to here yet. I'd love to, but I can't. I have to just say, oh, wait a minute. That peak there, can we do a left side, right side price time match, the bar symmetry from there to there? Well, we've already taken it out. We just hit it, right? So as I see it right now, whoops, this is the bar that we're looking at. That means we've gone by it right there. So that's a positive. So that's once. It hit it a little earlier than you would expect right there. Okay. And now we can go higher. We can say higher. If this takes out this high right now, it goes to 7,014, we can go to the top part. Let's just put this in. Maybe by the end of the show, we've done something and we've been able to match this. Now we have to break quite soon above that high, but let's just watch it. I put that in and then just forget about it. That's what I always love about Larry's charts. He says, all right, now we can forget about it. We were in and let it do what it has to do. All right. Okay, done with that. Let's go back. So I said I wanted to do the currencies. So let's do this. The dollar. There we go. DXY. The dollar right now, what is it doing? Leg D. Peak E was the top before. Look how important the 200 period moving average was. Couldn't hold above it. Peak D pulls back, goes to an E, pulls back, drops very sharply from about 100 down to the 97, 70 area. Now it's gone peak A, peak B, peak C, and peak D. If it goes even a little higher than today's 99.49, then the 99.59 200 period moving average will be very important. Okay, weekly charts just making one cup formation and a smaller cup formation, right? EUR USD. Then he made a peak G, pull back very sharply. Trough, it's a leg D, it's a trough. If it makes a higher low, that becomes a trough. But basically, you can think of it as a head and shoulders. All I'm saying is, to me, it's just a very big rectangle formation. Oh, now I got a little scratchy throat. Okay, so it's just stuck in a range, not doing anything. But wait a minute. USD JPY, this is the euro dollar currency. What about the Japanese yen? D. Where are we? Peak D, because there's no new high yet today. Day's young. Where are we in the weekly chart? Leg D. Where's the bar symmetry? We had one, couldn't get there, failed. We got another one. It didn't get there in the time, but it certainly got there in the price. So we're in leg D. We had one D. Now we got the second D. Is that amazing? It took me, this goes back to the 1980s where I started using this Chapman wave methodology, where I called it a 7-wave form going to a D. Then I found you can actually go higher. But during the crash of 1987, that summer, my first client was Fidelity Technical Department, and thank goodness I said, I got a D in I hand charted. I used to hand chart. I said, I got a D, but I think it can go higher. And then I managed to get the exact top. And so I was very lucky because that was my first month of being a client. They were my client. All right, so now let's go on and we're looking at, so the yen is still very strong. Once it gets to this level in leg C, look, it's the cup with the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone and a rectangle formation. I've done many webinars for those subscribers. They go to my webinars, a couple of them on the large rectangle and the small narrow rectangle. This says, especially with an overlapping wave there, that the yen should test the high that was made July of 2024. This is a smoothing out process for the. This is a futures contract, so the price can change. That's why I don't often like to put prices into the futures because the price changes. But the high was July of 2024, and my high right here is 161.95. So we're quite a bit away. We're at 158, but that would be my target in this first quarter. All right. What was the next question I had? Oh, someone wanted to see what have we done. Okay, there's your D. And now it's starting to pull back a little bit. D in the 1-minute chart, D in the 2-minute chart, not yet in this left side, right side price time match, but that's good to know. Okay, so there's D. D is where other things can happen. And one of the reasons why I said that that I'm anticipating that was a G/C in the 30-minute chart, because it looks strong enough through with the 9-period moving average to at least attempt to tackle the high that was made recently. All right, recently meaning at, about an hour or so ago. All right, next thing is LC. So this is the live cattle continuous contract. At a peak E right now, peak F, there is an instant. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I thought there was a bar. That's a gap. So this is actually an E. Not automated, remember? Not yet. We're getting there. That is an E, and it's a strong move up. So live cattle is doing very, very well. It's at 238.17, up 85 cents. And it has key support at 232. If it gets to 241, that's going to be very important. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Folks, we're back. So I had a question about would I put the inside wedge, Chapman wave inside wedge in the chart, or the 2-minute chart. I will. So remember, my rule of thumb is that if it makes a peak D under a previous peak D or EF, or a high that was made higher than it is now and it's already at a D, I always get a little nervous. I want to go smashing through that D in leg C so that it could still go much, much higher. So what I do then is I do from left side penultimate low, I draw to my left side, right side bar symmetry, a green dash. None of this is, I got all these fancy colors and everything. You don't need anything like this. You do need, and most software packages don't have the semicircle, the quarter of a semicircle. That's a pity. But you don't have to have it. Look, I could do this as a V right here, V to there, and V to there. All right? Okay, so what this says is in the next couple of minutes, the E-mini starts to stall. You've kind of used up time. It's going to have to take another really strong burst of energy to get to that level, which is the day's high of 7,017. So right now it's in the stalling formation. So I'd be watching it closely. And I can't put a down arrow yet because the green 9-period moving average hasn't turned pink by going negative. So I usually just put a plus sign there. So far the 9's holding very well. We'll see if it's going to be able to get to 7.14, and right now it says 712.25. All right, enough of that. Another question came in, if I can just remember where the question was. Okay, here. Oh, that's right, platinum. PL. Look at this. Oh, not on the 1-minute chart. We're not doing platinum on a 1-minute chart. We've got to do it in the daily chart, weekly chart, monthly. So platinum is going to be right here. Click. Oh, crude oil. I never finished that. So everything about this leg C to the 62 level, the characteristic, everything about it, the way it's spiked up and everything, said to me there's a really good chance that we're getting close to some kind of a pullback, because if this leg B was just 2-3 ticks higher, I would have had a C and it would have been a D. It would have coincided with a lot of things. Anyway, now crude oil has pulled back sharply, but basically what I was looking at is, yes, the rectangle. It's contained. Look, it was contained for weeks, months in the rectangle before. Now it's a lower rectangle. And look at the 200-period. Tell me the 200-period moving average isn't important. It can't break away from it. It's up, down. It's like it's wiggling around it, right? So it's very important. 58.89. is the 200-period moving average is like a magnet right now. So unless crude oil is really able to sustain a move in a weekly chart and in 1 out of 2 weeks, no, I like to say 2 out of 3 weeks, it needs to close above 63.50. Then we're looking at a chance of a bull phase in crude oil. But wait a minute, this monthly downtrend line goes with the Chapman Wave inside track repellent line. So time alone will take you out of this. But so far, it's just stuck. So crude oil, stuck. Next question came in. Oh, platinum. Platinum trading right now. Look at that. That's a leg C. In the Chapman Wave methodology, even though it's the futures, even though it's a monthly chart, it should still go to a leg D. So we've got all of this month to see whether or not it's going to go above. This is a continuous contract, so that price can change, but right now it's at 2.58. Right. Now, here's the rectangle formation that I always talk about. In the rectangle formation, if there's an immediate sharp pullback to a trough A or maybe a trough B, but it's really just straight down, very often, I wouldn't say very often, I'd say a majority of the time, if it starts to make higher highs and higher lows, it can work its way towards the previous high, just under it or just over it, and then usually it's it goes to a peak D. This might not get to a D because it's already an A, but most importantly, if it goes there without pushing really sharply into the it's at 2,439 right now, 54. If it can go to 26,030, all of a sudden you've broken away decisively. But if it stalls there and comes back, takes out halfway of the full rectangle. In other words, it goes below let's call it 2260, closes under that. Be careful because it could come back all the way to the bottom. Meantime, the 9's way over the 14. This is absolutely fabulous strength. The MACD is good. The stochastic is okay at 67%. On balance, the blue line is good. Relative strength is not just decent. But the weekly charts already made a peak D. Look, there's the same overlapping wave that we just had. Peak B, and then you overlap, you go to C. It suggests that you should still go to a D. So we got to a D, peak D in platinum, and now it's digesting gains, but a high-level consolidation going towards the previous high. Okay, next question came in. I did that. Oh, palladium. Oh, it's the same thing. Palladium, rectangle. So some of these charts I just do almost like practicing, like I play tennis. I like to practice the shots. So I'm a musician. I like to practice to be able to get those phrases right. So most importantly, you've got to look at this and say, look, peak F pulls back. There's your gray A, gray B, because it's under the previous, but it's the same rectangle formation. So this is the commodities. The commodities are saying, hey, you know what? We're doing pretty darn well. I don't know if I can get lumber. Oh, this is wood. I haven't done this for ages. There's probably nothing there. Right. This is the iShares Global Forestry, Timber and Forestry ETF. So here's your starting point right here. And this is a good sign. The fact that it's running is a really good sign for world economies. A right there, A. Another A right there because it's under the previous A but above the starting point. B. And where did we go before we have a really decent pullback? Go to a D. Okay, so I've done this now for I'm probably exaggerating if I say 500,000 times. It's probably way more than that. Peak Ds, all right. And look at this weekly chart. This is something. This is the wood. This is the global wood timber and forestry ETF. So look at that, and I'll show you. Look at that. A. It's only leg B. This is very bullish. Oh. You always have to go to the lowest low, but that's the lowest low there. So let me just see if I can do it again. Peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D, peak E, and there's your F, and lo and behold, not only that, I remember I did this I lost some of the notation because it's not permanent. But I did this before, and I said, I'm watching this closely because there is some of you remember I have the weekly chart that I used to show every week. I don't usually do it anymore. And I showed you this inside track repellent zone going to the 200-period moving average back in August or so of last year. All right, so this is very bullish. This is the global timber and forestry ETF. I'll be back in a minute. Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Just to show you, Basil Chapman, just to show you the importance of the 200-period moving average, look what happened. So this IBRX trades at around about the 9th or so of June of last year, screams up to the 360s at PD. Then it pulls back. Look how it failed at that 200-period moving average every single time. And then what happens? It pulls back, and bam, suddenly it gets some news today, and it is soaring. Look at how important the 200-period moving average was just 4 sessions ago. Now it takes off from there. Very nice. Congratulations. And we've got our man in the den, Dan, who I believe picked this out, Immunity Bio Inc. Beautiful move. All right. So let's get back to a couple of things. I just wanted to show you that within the context of just my waveform, we've gotten to a peak E already in the Dow. We're pulling back. If it breaks above it, it could go to an F, even a G. But this is a trend line that I'd be watching closely. First of all, it's a little daily trend line right there. All right, a little rising trend line. But look at the weekly. This is the one, because we've still got a day. We've got 1.25 days to go before we wrap up the week. This will be the first time since I developed this particular in this particular form right here. That was the week of the 4th of July. I put that in once, and then I put it in, but I mostly did it as a parallel to the baseline, as a channel, up channel. But this is the inside track. There's not been 2 weeks where it's been lower than the peak D, lower than the peak B, but it doesn't have 2 weeks where it actually closes either at or above last week's high. So this is going to be really important. I don't want to put a circle because that means it's a Chapman Wave instant restart. So I'm just going to say right here, we're going to be watching that very closely for tomorrow's close in the Dow. So, okay, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up. Check out my opening call, my daily newsletter. I will see you again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Technical Friday, we're going to go into some of these things pretty technically. And I hope Larry gets better real soon. He was very scratchy yesterday. Have a great rest of the day. And I personally will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, Tommy comes back for a live show.